Hey YouTube, Heir of Carthage, back for some more Carthage campaign. Excited to be back still. Man, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's see what we have going on. Well, we just defended or did I say Massilia? I mean Narbo Martius. We just defended it from the Gauls. Massilia is back under our control. The Julii Romans are marching around up in northern Italy. Rome is now coming back under control. The plague has been finished there, so that's kind of nice. Let's see if we can, we'll put Rome on auto-manage as well. Well, yeah, I guess I'll leave it on auto-manage. We'll see what happens. I know auto-manage isn't quite as effective as actually doing it yourself, but my empire is starting to get rather large, and I don't really feel like taking care of each city individually. Now, I do have a rather large army up here at Segesta. Let's go ahead and see if we can get them taking care of some business on the Julii. We're going to need to take the two large Julii cities up here. This is where it comes in handy to have had these Gallic troops. I can just leave them there to defend the city. They're not going to be much defense, but it allows me to go ahead and march out with my army and start causing some damage. I'm reluctant to auto-resolve this, because I know I'm going to take excessive losses, but go ahead and do it. Just so long as I didn't lose my general or anything like that, should be good. So we're going to go besiege the Romans at Iridium, however you say it. And we're going to build some sap points and a siege tower. Alright, hopefully, I'm not even really going to try and siege this city. I'm just going to hopefully the Romans will come out and fight me. That's kind of the way I like to fight the Romans, because to be honest, the Roman troops are pretty unbeatable in a sword fight up on the walls and stuff. I know they're not unbeatable, but they're really good at it. That's really where the Romans excelled, and they excelled at it in real life as well. So, I mean, Caesar was one of the master. I guess Caesar was kind of a master of laying siege. Anyway, it looks like the Julii don't much like me besieging. I believe that's their capital city. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I haven't played a Julii campaign in a long time. So they're saying that these guys are better than me. I disagree. I think they're saying that because there's several generals, bodyguards, and some artillery. And I think that we can in fact teach these Romans a lesson that they won't soon forget. Any interesting history tidbits on the top of my head? You can read that quote there if you're into the quote of the day kind of stuff. And I'm really enjoying my job. It's really going well. I do work a lot of hours, but I make good money and stuff too, so it's definitely a nice balance. Good company to work for. I really enjoy the culture at the company. And anyway, yeah, I really like it. Well, let's get our troops set up. This is my gigantic cavalry army. And to be honest, I think I'm just gonna pummel the Romans with my cavalry alone. So this will be one of those lopsided battles. Cavalry is probably overpowered in Rome Total War in general. And the reason I say that is because you can get large numbers of cavalry in Rome Total War, and sometimes in real life there were large numbers of cavalry, especially with eastern factions. But cavalry was expensive, and it was hard to maintain, and sometimes difficult to coordinate. And they didn't have saddles, during this time period either. And so cavalry's usefulness against infantry was mostly in quick, devastating strikes. And so you have to kind of remember the usefulness of cavalry in this time period. So what I'm doing here was probably not very representative of what cavalry was actually used for. Unless you had super heavy cavalry, it wouldn't have been used to just bust through an infantry line. But then again, I want to say that Alexander was noted for using his cavalry to help bring down the Sacred Band. So, I mean, it was definitely used for diverse purposes. But to me, it seemed like the eastern factions were one of the masters of cavalry, too. The Palmyrines and the Parthians and Seleucids ran a lot of cavalry as well. But of course, the Carthaginians had no lack of superb cavalry. These men here would represent Spanish cavalry, the way that they're armed. And their sword kind of looks like it would have in real life. It would have been just a smidge longer, and it was weighted kind of like a hatchet. Oh, looks like I'm getting attacked by the Romans up here. They got some cavalry auxilia up here harassing my my Iberians. Man, it looks like they've caused some pretty devastating damage because I had my back turned to them. And there's not going to be any sense in me chasing them. Basically just going to have to wait for the cavalry auxilia to run out of missiles. Because they're going to be able to outrun all of my cavalry. So yeah, I'm going to take a kind of a devastating number of losses here. You can see there's Iberians all over the ground. That's kind of a price that units pay whenever they're not heavily armored. Oh yeah, I think I was talking about cavalry. I'll just keep talking about that while I'm repositioning my troops. Anyway, the Carthaginian cav, I've described it before, but the Spanish cavalry, they also had, well, they had light cavalry and heavy Spanish cavalry that Hannibal used. This would probably be more representative of the light cavalry. However, the sword they used was, oh crud, they got onagers shooting at me. They're not going to be real accurate, but I'm not going to want to sit around and wait for a fire pot to land on my general. But yeah, the heavy Spanish cavalry, of course, was armored, and they were some people in history had called them the cataphracts of the West. So there was definitely an element of heavy Spanish cavalry, and Hannibal used them to great success many times against the Romans. So here's some Roman histati. I'm just going to plow right into the Romans here. Histati are terrible at fighting cavalry, but I am going to hurry out of there because the infantry support and the Roman generals' bodyguards are going to make that a dangerous situation. And then you can see the Pillar Storm following as well. So what we're going to do is bypass the Roman lines, and we're going to smash into their artillery. So there's a unit of Scorpions. It's now dead. I'm being chased by Samnite gladiators, also a very tough unit. They have 2 hit points. I didn't know that until not too long ago, but it makes sense since they're a smaller unit. A lot of times the small units that are really tough will have 2 hit points. Alright, so now I've kind of disorganized the Romans. We've taken out their artillery, which was really one of their main strengths, but I have to be careful. That's a unit of Triarii right there, and I do not want to get tangled up with those guys. Let's see, what's this unit? There's a Roman general here. That's the one that only has 2 men, the general and his faithful servant. There's some more cavalry auxilia. So the Roman general over there was marching towards my infantry, which is rather strange, but he's decided against that. And the Roman cavalry auxilia is still running away from me, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they have any javelins left or not. Well, I hope this battle isn't boring you all. I know I've been gone so long that maybe some of you are just happy to see a video. I'm just kind of happy to be back and make some commentary. Let's get some close-up views. I've been kind of just zooming around a lot. I really enjoy the look of the long shield and the round shield cavalry. I kind of think that they're more representative of what Carthaginian cavalry would look like. However, these Sacred Band General's Bodyguard right here, those are pretty cool too. I like their helmets. Why is the cavalry auxilia running away, honestly? I hate how the computer acts like cavalry auxilia might as well be horse archers or something. Okay, I know the Romans don't have much of an army here, but because of the general's bodyguards units, it's quite possible that my Iberians are going to rout. Iberians are terrible at fighting cavalry, and the Roman infantry are probably superior to my troops, even though I have a lot of chevrons. But the only reason my troops haven't routed already is because of my chevrons. So I got to get my cavalry up here in a hurry and hit these Romans. Okay, the Roman general is kind of trying to be on the run. I'm just trying to get the Romans up here really surrounded and really outnumbered. 'Cause sometimes when you get a big time difference in local numbers, you can cause the enemy to rout. Now the Roman general's running. My horses are tired. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch the Roman general. I sure hope I can. But the Romans are pretty much in a full rout now. Right there, I was fortunate enough that my Iberians had enough experienced chevrons to keep them in the fight. Unfortunately, here the Roman general is going to get it. Well, no, he came back from routing, so we have a chance to kill him. I'm going to go ahead and take 1 unit of round shield cavalry and immediately try and get. Well, the Roman didn't last long enough. Kill him! Oh, check that out! My general. That was awesome. Dude, that was bad. Check that out. My general was like, "You ain't going nowhere, sucker." Oh, that was awesome. He just wasted that Roman general. Here's the Roman general. Let's see if I can get the controls up there. Yeah, here's the Roman general laying right there in the dirt. Oh, that was awesome. My general's, man, he's the man. Who is this guy? I have to look at his name whenever we get out of the battle. That was awesome. He's the man. He's the best. Here's that other Roman general's bodyguard. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut this video off. I'm out of time, but man, what an ending to that. I think that's Theodecles is his name. Holy smokes, man. He just trashed that Roman general. That was awesome. Anyway, Heir of Carthage signing off for now. Look for some Napoleon Total War, Egypt campaign, and online multiplayer videos coming up either later tonight or possibly tomorrow. I'm going to hopefully make videos every day for a while. Anyway, talk to you later, YouTube.